So in today's world of Instagram and social media and everything, it has become a need to edit our own photos and videos. I mean, we all want to give our photos and videos our own look, our own edit as we want to. And in order to do that, we use editing application, photo editing application and video editing applications. And if you are editing your own photos and videos, you must have came across something called vibrance and saturation, and you must have used it and find that they both are similar. I mean, they do the same thing. If you increase the saturation and you increase the vibrance, they all do the same thing. Then what is the difference between them? So it's quite confusing to understand them and the difference between them. In today's video, I'll be discussing about vibrance and saturation. I'll be telling you all about them, and I'll be discussing the main difference between vibrance and saturation, which is good, which is bad, and everything. So this is an image I took around 2 months ago, and I like this one. I mean, this image is one of my favorite. So coming back to vibrance and saturation. Saturation, as we all know, increasing the saturation level increases the intensity of the colors. Okay, let me show you. If I grab this saturation slider and if I increase it, it increases the saturation of the whole image. Every pixel in this image is getting saturated. And if I just decrease the saturation all the way to -100, every pixel means the whole image is getting desaturated. It is a monochrome look, exactly like that. And if I do that same thing with the vibrance, like I'm increasing it all the way to +100, you can see that it is not that harsh. I mean, the intensity of the colors are not that harsh as it was in the saturation one. Let me just show you once again. Okay, just this is the vibrance at 100% and the saturation is at 100%. So the saturation is more intense, and I'll tell you why in just few seconds. Decreasing the vibrance all the way to its least value. Okay, and as you can see that it's not all the way monochrome. Okay, it retains some colors, like on the t-shirt, these greens, these blues, some blues and everything. It is not all the way monochrome like it was in saturation. That the vibrance has some colors, even reducing that all the way to -100. Saturation is dumb and vibrance is a little smart. What it does is it increases the saturation level of the colors, the tones that are not that much saturated. So it does not affect the colors that are already saturated in your image. Okay, so when you increase the vibrance level, it does not affect the colors in the image that are already saturated. It only affects the colors that are not that much saturated. Okay, and when you decrease it all the way, so it does not decrease the saturation level of colors that are already undersaturated or that are not very saturated. Okay, so it saves the colors. So vibrance is a little smarter and the saturation is just dumb. It takes away all the colors and it oversaturates some colors that are already saturated in your image, like these. So this was everything about vibrance and saturation and the difference between vibrance and saturation. So I hope you all learned something new. I hope I cleared the doubt of the difference between using vibrance and saturation.